Hey everyone, my name is Dave. Welcome to NTD Racing. Normally we're at the NTD Racing Speed Shop or we're out at the ranch. Today we're doing something special. Today we are in Johannesburg, South Africa, and check out what we're doing. We're hanging out with the guys from Century Racing, and this is their CR6. They got 3 different cars. They're making a CR6. This one has a LS7 in it, amazing engine. They've got one with an Audi twin turbo, and then they've also got one called a CR7, which brings in all-wheel drive with an Audi twin turbo, 500 plus horsepower car. And so we just got a chance to ride in this thing. Unbelievable performance. So you know that we race mostly desert race trucks, we race class 11 bugs, we race some Polarises, and there is no comparison, I think, to the performance that we are seeing in a straight line in some of the turns that are out here. What an amazing vehicle. Let's see if we can get Julian, who is the one of the part owners, also the main engineer, and maybe we'll meet Brian too, the primary driver.
You know, we design cars to race the Dakar Rally and what we call rally raids, our version of off-road. The terrain is obviously very different in Saudi Arabia to what you find in California. And we have a mix of terrains which ranges from rally terrain to riverbeds to rocky mountains to dunes, camel grass. What we don't have is the big hoops that you find in California, but we basically have to design the car to ride all those terrains pretty much well, as best as we can. Keeping in mind, in a typical Dakar stage, you will have a combination of all these different terrain. So it's not like we can set up the car differently every day because we don't know what's coming. So you have to have an all-rounder that can pretty much do everything. Another difference to our cars compared to America is we are restricted on power. This car runs a 38mm restrictor, which will limit you to about 380 horsepower. But we do make sure that we have a very good power delivery. The car runs on double wishbones all round, front and rear. We have a bit of a different concept, or well, you can call it novel suspension on the rear, where there's no track rod, just 2 wishbones, and a way of doing the wheel alignment, which is a bit unconventional, but it works well for us. Dave has experienced now the cornering ability of the car. It's probably the biggest strength of the car, we would think. And obviously reliability. Dakar Rally is 2 weeks long. We can't spend every night rebuilding the car, so the components are designed to last a long time, typically a whole week of racing, so about 250 miles a day in average. It needs to do that for 6 to 7 days in a row, and then we can get to the heavy maintenance. So in the ideal world, we just go through checks every night. We don't really replace components unless something is damaged, but things like all the suspension components, the clutch, the gearbox, the side shaft, they're all designed to last a week.
What's really different I found about your car is, like, we drive all open cars, and you're air conditioned, you're enclosed. I mean, it's really a controlled environment inside.
Yeah, look, creature comfort is a big thing. It's like a long haul flight nowadays. You know, the modern planes are a lot more comfortable, less noisy, better air to breathe. We in the same league, call it, or same level. We imagine spending 2 weeks in an open car in Saudi Arabia when it can rain in the morning and it's 5 degrees, or you got serious heat like we had in South America, where you're racing in 40 plus degrees Celsius. It's become the norm now to have the air conditioning in the windscreen. Also in terms of aero performance, the car penetrates the air better. You get less drag with the windscreen on. It's we're so used to it now. We couldn't even fathom going back to open car. It would be like a big step back.
The combination of the comfort that this car provides and just the power and performance, it was mind-blowing, I think, to ride in this thing, to see what it will do. Wow, just the way it corners is like nothing I've ever been in before.
The hoops is a big unknown for us because we don't have that kind of terrain yet to test the car, but nothing says that we can't fine-tune the suspension and improve it, even if we compromise the handling a little bit, but to get it to ride the berms better, or the hoops rather, sorry.
Yeah, because you guys are doing all your tuning in-house, right?
We do all our tuning in-house. We try to replicate the terrain we see in Saudi Arabia and Morocco, which, as I mentioned before, is a very wide range of terrain, but we don't encounter hoops that often. And if we do see hoopy terrains, it's very brief sections of a race. It's never the majority like you see in the bar 1000. But yeah, we're curious to see what our cars could do there. Even the four-wheel drive, which got even less suspension travel by regulation, but it will be a new venture in a new world. We've conquered all the continents. We've won in every single continent except North America. So it will be the final frontier for us. Hopefully we'll come and with the help of Dave and Dania, we'll try to line up our cars in the near future.
I sure hope we get to be a part of this because it's such a neat car. It's the performance is so next level. I think I'd love to be a part of that.
Yeah, and also we limited in top speed nowadays, but it's another thing that can easily be fixed. This car used to reach, with 360 horsepower, we used to reach 210 k's an hour, which is roughly 130 miles per hour. So I think unrestricted will easily get 250 miles per hour without a sweat.
I was just riding with Brian, one of the pro drivers, and all I wanted him to do was go slower. So I'm not sure if we need to go any faster.
Another peculiarity of our cars, two more things. We have very big fuel tanks. So this car is 400 liters. We are able to race roughly probably in excess of 400 miles on open terrain without refueling. We do have onboard jacks as well, so a tire change is less than a minute and a half.
Yeah, you guys seem to have all of the.
So even if my take is maybe we'll lose a lot of time in the hoops, but if we don't have to, if we do half the refueling than the other cars do, we'll make up that time pretty quick. We're pretty gentle in the tire usage as well, which I know is a big problem for the high power cars in America. So we'll have to go and do a couple of races, gauge ourselves, see where we're lacking, and then adjust it. That's how I see it. And we don't have to win. I always tell people we don't have to win, but we love winning. So it will be just a fun challenge for us to enter a new dimension.
So my name is Brian Baragwanath. I'm the factory driver for Century Racing, one of them. There's two of us, and so Century Racing, as you would know, builds client cars, but we run only two factory cars on the team. I'm pretty much the test driver as well, so all our development and everything we do every day, we try and test as much as possible, at least 1 to 2 times a week. So I'm fortunate to get a lot of seat time, which is the first good thing to any driver, getting a lot of seat time. And second of all, working with some top engineers, or mainly engineer Julian Hardy from Century Racing, who's been working at Century Racing for over 20 years. That wealth of experience and feedback from a technical point of view and from a driving point of view to improve the car, bring the driver to the car and bring the car to the driver. We're constantly working on that to become one, that you really feel at home in the car and everything becomes a natural reaction. That's I think what wins races at the end of the day. That's our goal at the end of the day. We want to win races and we want to build cars that win races.
Gosh, I had a chance to drive the car, and I would say after about 2 or 3 laps, you could just tell you could get more confidence. It's such a sure-footed car, and as much confidence as I got when I got in the car with you, it's a whole different level of driving. Your skill around the turn. How long will it take you to get to that point where you just felt like you could really throw the car into the turn in a really aggressive fashion, and you knew what it was going to do?
Yeah, it's you get to a point when things become a natural reaction, that you don't have to think about it. You know when she steps out, how you're going to catch it, things like that, where you're able to react without thinking about it. When you spend time in the car, that helps. But these are also brilliant cars. I mean, they're really easy to drive. The feedback is really good. What you feel is what you get, and so it's really easy to react to that for a lot of our clients as well.
All right, I had a few last thoughts as me and Brian take one more rip around South Africa. And I just wanted to kind of share these things and my thoughts about my experience there with Julian and Brian. And first off was just that Julian is the real deal when it comes to engineering. I studied engineering, but I was a pilot my whole career. I didn't do this stuff. This is what he has done for 20 years. And where I wake up and I dream about designs, he's been doing that for 20 years. And I could just see it in the way that he talked about the suspension, the way he talked about the fabrication, or just like the inflation system for the tires. He knows how every single system in that thing works because he designed it, and it was amazing how well it all worked. And then just as far as the manufacturing goes and the way that Century Racing goes about putting cars together, they don't farm things out. And I've built a lot of cars now, and I find that anytime I send something out for somebody else to do, it takes 3 times as long. They do their own carbon fiber in-house. They do their own metal fabrication, their own welding, and all those things. That the assembly of the tires, whatever it is done in-house. So they're not having delays like you would if you send stuff out, get paint or whatever it is, boom, there goes a delay. And then finally, it's just the sheer performance of these cars. I've ridden a lot of cars, and I've just never seen anything go this fast. And think about this: the car that we're driving in this video has a restrictor in it, like a restrictor plate. And if you just took that thing off, just imagine how fast this LS7 would push this 3,000-pound monster. When you get to be in a different car like the CR6 and the CR7, it completely recages what you think cars are capable of and what they can do, and it will change the way I design my future cars. Hopefully we get to see some of these amazing Dakar racers in the United States. It would be pretty amazing to see how they hold up against the mighty trophy truck. As always, please consider liking and subscribing. If you ever hope to see one of our videos in the future, you're going to have to hit the notification bell, just the way the YouTube algorithm works. If you don't, all you'll be doing is doom scrolling in the future as opposed to watching our video next week. We can't wait to see you then. Take care of yourself.